What's going on, you guys? It's Anthony Lewis from Selena's Red Velvet. Back again. I know I took some time off, but I wanted to get back out there and share a lot of things with you guys as far as what's been going on and go into some things, especially today, of what helped me out as far as being successful or on the route to success with Selena's. So, first, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. That's the first thing I want to tell you. So if you are new here, you've never been here, you want to know more about Selena's, you enjoy the content we put out, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell if you would like to get notifications as far as when we post. If you like what you see, make sure you hit the thumbs up. That helps out with the algorithm. It just lets us know how you feel about the content that we're putting out. Also, if you have any questions or concerns about anything that I'm talking about, or any questions that you want to ask me, or anything for Selena's family, make sure you comment down below. I'll be more than happy to respond to you on the channel as well. So thank you guys for tuning in today. I want to go into something that was very important that I felt that a lot of people that were going into business might want to know, and I run into people that ask me about Selena's and how did it get started or what did you do. So there were 5 things that I would say as far as tips that I would give anybody that's starting out in a new business. There are 5 things that I think helped me along the way, and I want to share some of these things for people who are not necessarily like you're getting ready to go open a location or anything like that, but someone that's like an inspiring entrepreneur or that might be hesitant on taking that first step. I just want to go into a few things that might just help you out along the way. You know what I'm saying? I'm a different guy. So a lot of people that won't share this information with you, but I want to do that for people who want to do it and are just scared to kind of get out there and get your feet wet. So we'll jump right into that. We're gonna jump right into that. So I don't want to hold you guys, and just kind of delay, but we're gonna jump right into it. Just so we can get started, because I know you guys are anxious, and I'm anxious to tell you guys. So we'll get started. Number one is keep it real with yourself. I say keep it real with yourself because if you are a person and you're working at a job, me for example, as you guys know, I worked at a call center, Bank of America. Awful place to be. Anybody that works at Bank of America, I'm sorry for you. I hate that you're in this situation. It's completely awful. So I'm gonna throw that out there. But if you were a person and you felt like you had that manager material, it was something that I felt like I had, and the people in that position or in that job didn't feel like you were manager material. I mean, you knew that you had all the qualifications, you knew how to do the job inside and out, but you were not good with politics and the things that they had as far as in the environment. But the manager's job, if you felt like you were that person, I can run circles around this person, I can do their job with my eyes closed. If you were that person that came to work on time, you didn't call out, you didn't have any excuses about why you couldn't do your work, you based on stats and things like that, you had numbers and you always met those, or you were a person that just excelled in a position and you want to move higher, it was just a lot of obstacles that got thrown against you and so many politics that you deal with in corporate America that you couldn't actually make it. I would say, if you're looking to start a business, those are the type of people that were making and starting a business. If you were, on the other hand, a person that you call out a lot, you don't necessarily make it to work on time, you look for all the excuses you can to either get out of work, or you get your time at the beginning of the year and you're flying through it, so before, 2 or 3 months down the road, you don't have any time left, you might not necessarily be the person that wants to start a business, because you get a lot of people that get to work and they don't feel like being there, and they'll say, oh, I just hate being here. I feel like I'm just ready to go. You know what I'm saying? I need to start my own business so I don't have to do this. It doesn't necessarily work that way. So starting your own business, a lot of people might not know, it's a lot more than what you might think. So that's not something that you're gonna say, oh, I'm gonna start my own business and it's just gonna be a cakewalk and I'm just gonna be able to take off whenever I want to. It's gonna be a breeze, it's gonna be smooth sailing. It's not necessarily that. I would say the reason why I say keep it real with yourself is because when you get into this business, you're gonna do a whole lot more than what you did when you were working in a work environment, because they took care of the hard part for you, is what a lot of people don't know. And a lot of things that I had to learn on my own, which is why I'm here today telling you guys about a lot of things that I did and a lot of things that I had to learn, because people didn't tell me these things. In my situation with Selena's, I learned a whole lot the hard way. So keeping it real with yourself is, if you're knowing this is something that you want to do, I knew, even in the process of helping my mom, and I seen Selena start to excel, this is something that I want to do. I don't want to go back to corporate America. So I was that guy at work that came to work on time. I didn't call out. I was a single dad, and I still made it happen. I didn't make excuses. I planned ahead, because now in Selena's, if I have to be a one-man show, then I have to. So I'm not necessarily working a 40-hour week. Sometimes it's 50 hours. Sometimes I'm up 2 and 3 and 4 in the morning making cake, and then I have to jump back up in 2 or 3 hours to make sure everything is packaged up and put in the cars and get into the restaurant and to the customers on time. So there's a lot that actually goes along with it. There's sometimes that I work 7 days a week. I may take those 2 days off, but in the middle of that, those 2 days that I'm off, I might be doing numbers or getting in contact with the restaurants, just making sure everybody has what they need or ordering more supplies. And that whole day just consists of work. And I'm not necessarily making cake or deliver it, but I'm still working. So those are things that you have to take into account. If you have employees, they might not show up. You still have to run that show. If someone is calling out sick, or if you don't even have employees yet, like me, when I started, it's just me. And sometimes it's still like that. I still have to run Selena's. Either way, that show must go on. So if you're a person that you feel like, I want this to go somewhere, I want it to go further than, a whole lot further than, what I see a mom and pop shop, and I got an idea in my mind of where I want this to be, then you already know I am going to do everything that I need to do now, so that in the future I don't have to, and I'll have this Selena's business that I started from here up to here. You might not necessarily see, the profits or just the glory and all the gains right now, but later on you will. So that's pretty much what you're working for, especially in your first year. You will start to see it increase. It'll start slow. I won't even lie to you. It will start slow, but you will see it increase. So that's the first step I would say. Keep it real with yourself, because you're not just wanting to say, oh, I want to do this just to get out of work. This is a whole different type of lifestyle, and it's going to require a whole lot of work. So that's number one. Number two is learn and do it. And this one is near and dear to my heart, because I will be honest with you. When I started Selena's, and anybody that's starting a business, if you are looking for all of this help that you want, or you just feel like, oh, everything is gonna come, it's not. I could not get help from anywhere. I needed, someone to take photos, photographers, a huge bill, $300 and $400 for anything that I need to do. Videography, hundreds of dollars just for me to try to create clips and things like that. Website, at the time it was hundreds of dollars. Starting off, those things you don't necessarily have. Advertisement, money. Every time you turn around, anything that I needed, and keep in mind, I started off from a single dad. I'm trying to help my mom. I started off with nothing. So everything that you're trying to get help with, it costs money. And I know you've probably heard the saying, it costs money to make money. Especially when you are in business, you're starting off business on your own. It is a lot that goes into that, and you have to be ready for it. So what I had to do, and the thought process that I took for myself was, okay, I cannot afford to pay these people for a videographer. I cannot afford to pay photographers to take pictures of everything I need them to do, or to get everything. I can't afford a website right now. I couldn't do a lot of these things. So guess what I had to do? I had to learn how to do these things on my own. So I saved up, and I went and got a computer. I went and got a Mac computer, and I heard that the software on there, the iMovie, was pretty simple. Learn how to do it. I had to learn how to work the Mac computer. I had to learn how to work the software. We're all familiar with Windows computers and things, but I wanted to learn how to do it on the easiest computer, on, at the same time, the best type of computer, so I can be putting out the best content, or, the best advertisement, the best videos, or the best photos. I had to purchase a DSLR camera so that I could learn how to pretty much be a photographer. There's a lot of things. And I went to YouTube and I studied these things. And the reason why I did it this way, and I'll tell you guys, is because if there's something that you want to do, no one is readily gonna come up to you and say, "Oh, I'll do this tip for you. I'm gonna help you get your business off the ground." And you have to be that much dedicated to it, where you know, okay, this is what I want to do. So guess what? I have to go and get this DSLR camera. I have to save up for it, get this DSLR camera that I need, and I need to learn how to work it. I need to learn how to use different lenses. I need to learn how to zoom in and out. I need to learn how to do, photos and change the lighting. I need to learn how to do all these things. I need to learn how to use this software. I need to learn how to crop and edit. I would say learn and do it is one of the biggest things, because if you think when you start a business that people are going to come in willing and able to just help you and throwing everything at you and like, oh, here we go, we're going to help you blow up into a Fortune 500 business, it's not going to happen. You are going to have to put some work in. You are going to have to go and get things. In my case, it was, a camera, it was computers, it was networking. There was a lot of different things that I had to learn on my own. Even different lines of cake. My mom knew how to make the cake. She knew how to make the cupcakes. She never did. She hadn't done anything with cake jars and the pans and different things that I did. I didn't want to offer just those two items, so I had to start researching. Mind you, I wasn't even a baker. I had to watch videos and things to learn how to do these things, because I wanted my business to excel, and it was in me. But nobody's gonna hand that to you. You have to be willing when you get this business and you have something. In my situation, it was just cake. Yours might be clothes. Yours might be, a photography service. Yours might be anything else that's out there. Whatever it is that you're wanting to do, you have to invest in yourself. You have to use your brain, because starting off, you're not gonna get a lot of help. That big thing that I'm saying for number 2 is learn and do it. If you can learn it and you can do it on yourself, you're going to save yourself money, number 1. You're going to save yourself time from trying to run people down, and you will be a one-stop shop, and you will be a double, or triple, or quadruple threat, and you can do everything. These are also trades that now I have that I can do, just from me doing cake and learning how to do cake. I learned all these other things along the way. I hit the ground running. It was something that I wanted to do, and I'm not going to let anything stand in my way. That's the same way that you have to be. Nothing can stand in my way. This is what I'm going to do. They can't help me. I don't have the money for that, but I'm going to find out how I'm going to do it, and that's what I did. Number 3, go with your mind. I was speaking with another entrepreneur recently, and I'm saying go with your mind, because with Selena's, for example, everything that I did with Selena's was in my head. I didn't go to 3 and 4 different people. I listened to what other people said. Whatever is in my mind, that may be what God blessed you with. That may be that vision that you have. Don't change that. You don't need anybody to validate that or tell you, okay, this is gonna work or this is not gonna work. Go with your mind. If it's something that's been in your mind forever and now you're getting ready to execute it, use what's in your mind, what's always been there to start this business. For example, in my situation, it was, I want people to try this cake. I'm not Little Debbie. I am not Sarah Lee. I am not Aunt Jemima. None of these top name brands, Chips Ahoy, Oreo cookies. You don't know who I am. All I could think of is this is Selena's Red Velvet Cake, but nobody knows who it is. So my unique approach was, you know what? Nobody has tried this cake. I seen people a long time ago where they gave out CDs. We'll see people in the parking lot that want to get into music. They want to be a rapper. They want to be an R&B artist. And they say, hey, here go my CD. Can you buy it? It's $5. Can you buy it? And in my mind, when you see these people, you are not Nicki Minaj. You're not Keisha Cole. That's a shameless plug, because y'all know I love Keisha Cole. You are not Beyonce. You're not this hugely popular person. But okay, so since you're not this person, why am I going to buy this and I don't know how it sounds? Never heard you, I don't know you. Now I'm gonna give you my last $5 or the last bit of cash I got in my pocket to hear this, and if it's garbage, I just lost $5. I thought like that. A long time ago, I used to see people and I used to say, why would they be selling stuff and people don't know who they are? So guess what I had to do? When I started this cake, I took that same approach. And I said, Amp, you remember when you used to see the people giving out CDs and they wanted people to buy them, but you said, they're not Keisha Cole. Why would I buy that album? or buy this demo that they have, and I don't even know who they are. But if you gave it to me, I'm gonna listen to it. A guy did that once, as a matter of fact, and I'm not even really into rap like that, but he gave me his CD, and I listened to it because he gave it to me, and it wasn't half bad. He gave it to me, and that was the whole approach that I took with my business. I gave this cake out because you don't know who I am. So I went with my mind and I said, you know what? I'm going to give this cake out because people don't know who Selena's is. I knew it tastes good, but only I know that. I have to convince you that this cake is as good as I know it is. And I know if I bring it to you and if I give it to you, you're going to take it. Even if it's bad, you didn't lose out on anything. Now, if it's good, you're going to come back to me. So I invested in myself. I gave out this cake and I drove it to you. So I lost out on the cake and I lost out on gas. But guess what? I was gaining credibility and I was gaining a customer because once they tried it, they came back and bought. And majority of these people who bought are still buying from me now. So that was my approach and what I went with. I went with what was in my mind. I didn't let anybody come and say, hey, no, you need to at least try it and say, just give me $1 to try it, or just 50 cents. Oh, I'll give you a spoon of it. I'm going to take it down to just a little bite and put them in the little cups. Nope. I said, I'm going to cut this cake and I'm going to put it into slices and I am going to give it out. I also took upon an Uber approach because as a part of one of those 3 jobs, I was Uber and I would drive my car and I'm like, Uber has us going to pick up food from these different places and delivering it to people. Okay, so if I start my business, I never heard of a bakery that delivered cakes. Why can't I just start delivering my cakes? I can just do that, you know? So Uber does it. So let me go ahead and get in my car and deliver this cake. Why couldn't I just do that? And I can get the cake out for free. So now I incorporated that in my business. Now Selena's will still deliver cake to you. And we're just a red velvet business. We are not selling chicken sandwiches. We're not selling fries, pizza, or anything like that. It's baking products. It's a red velvet cake that you like. And if you don't have a car to come and get it, we can bring it to you. And at the time, those were samples that were being brought to you. So it started to pour in. Let me try it, let me try it, let me try it, let me try it. And then later on, let me try it, let me try it, let me try it, let me try it. Turned into let me buy it, let me buy it, let me buy it. That's what you're looking for. These are the approach that I went with. And I want to tell you guys that are watching, go with what is in your mind. If it's been there, don't wait for somebody else to validate it. You had it in your mind. You knew this was something good. You don't need anybody to change it. Pretty much, if it's something that you wanted to do, the Lord pretty much gave that to you. You don't need anybody else to change what is there. That is the idea and the vision that you have. Now you need to execute it. Don't look for any other people to come in and say, hey, this is what you need to do. Go with what is in your mind. That is your business. That's how you designed it. Everything that you had in your mind, even to this day, when I do advertisement or any type of specials or anything that I do or anything that I put out and I want you guys to see, or if I change up anything, it's all what's in my mind. And that is what is continuing to keep Selena's going up and up and up. What's in my mind, not anybody else's. So that's number 3. Number 4, managing your money. And I'm not saying that I didn't manage my money. So I take you guys back because Anthony never ran a business. I worked in a call center. I worked for a company. I got a check that showed Medicare and taxes and all of these things were being taken out. I had no idea how any of this stuff worked. I was just doing business and I was taking orders and I was writing it all down on a pen and piece of paper every day. I had notebook paper everywhere and pieces of paper on pad and folders. Everything was everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to get it together. I'm pretty organized, and a lot of this stuff was kind of getting out of my hands. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to get this all together. I'm unfoolish. I don't do this. Now you had all of this and I had, my personal account. And I'm starting a business and the orders and stuff coming in. I'm taking Cash App and I'm taking PayPal and everything's going to my personal account. So now throughout the day, I'm looking at my personal account and I'm trying to separate things. Like, okay, I'm going to open another personal account. I'm going to move this over here and move this over here. I didn't know anything about sales tax. I didn't know anything about, how to divvy this stuff up or what I need to pay or how does it go. And I didn't know anything about all of this. So I started to research and then I started to get in touch with different people and I got in touch with my CPA and I learned, you have to manage your money because a lot of people start off and they'll be taking the money and it's going into their personal account. Don't do that. Don't make the mistake that I did when I first started, because it is going to take you through high water to try and figure out which money is which. Okay, this is my money, this is the business money. No, don't do it. You want to open up a business account. These are one of the best things that I could have ever done, and I appreciate my CPA who came through and gave me a whole lot of tips. You want to open up a separate business account. That's going to, making your business legit. So you want to get your license, you want to register with the state and get you a business account. Don't even wait as long as I did. Get that as soon as you get your license and you register with the state. Go and get a business account and let all your funds go into this business account, because now this is a stream of income. And as long as all your money is being tracked, you're a registered business. You can use your income from whatever it may be, buying a home, buying a car, getting a new place, or anything like that. You can use your income because now you're a registered business and this is being tracked. It's also going to help you because you're not going to be trying to figure out, okay, what goes where. You want to keep all of that separate. Your personal money, your business money, you want to keep all that separate, because now you also have, taxes, sales tax, something else that came to me. My CPA was like, you got to pay sales tax, quarterly. I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? And then you got all the taxes that were, your health insurance and things like that. You have all of that were taken out of your check at a job. They were doing all the work for you. Now you're in a business. You are doing all these things on your own. So you now need to, manage all these things on your own. So you have to take that time out to say, okay, whether it be every 2 or 3 days, checking your books, or at the end of the week, you now have to keep up with these things. Your business is your responsibility, and how you handle the money and how you do things will dictate whether your business rise or whether your business falls. And I know we see a lot of companies out there that go bankrupt and don't make it. It seems like you are getting a lot of money in, but you have to remember all of that money that you're getting in is not yours to keep. You still have to purchase your inventory again. You still have to pay your employee. You still having to pay your taxes and separate all these things. So when you're doing business, if you want to stay in business, make sure you are managing your money. So that's tip number 4. So let's go into number 5. This is one that you'll get a lot. Number 5, that I just want to, just so you're not thrown off, stop listening to people that don't have a business. Stop doing that. That will completely deter you. It'll discourage you. Stop listening to people that don't have a business, because you will be talking with some people, and some people will say, okay, oh, you're not ready yet. Don't put the product out. You need to. If you know that this is something that you want to do, sometimes we'll sit back on things and you're going to wait a whole nother year or two to put something out or start that business up or go with what you want to do, because you're listening to someone that doesn't have a business. And guess what? You just sat back in your dream for like 2 years. People are thinking that, oh, it's going to take you 2 years to be successful, 3 years to be successful, 4 or 5 years. When in all honesty, you could be a millionaire in 6 months. And just from doing your business, you could be a millionaire in a year. You could be completely successful in 2 years. You don't know which way your business is going to go. So what I'm saying is, don't let anybody else dictate or tell you what you need to do, because as long as you sit back and wait on that, you're going to let time pass by when you could have been successful, or completely let it pass you by at all, and you're not going to get that opportunity because you listen to somebody that 9 times out of 10 are not running a business. And that happened to me a lot, but you have to bring that back. And like I said, in number 3, go with what's in your mind, because when you're listening to people who don't have a business, it'll kind of discourage you. So you have to, a good thing is to be surrounded with people that are like-minded. Networking is something big that I actually did. Getting to know people who have businesses and that can give you tips and help you go to the next place. Stay around those type of people. Those people will give you, all the details and ins and outs of what you need as far as how a business operates. But you will get this a whole lot from people that will give you their opinions on how they feel things should go, or they don't think that's really good. Listen, when I first put that cake out, it was ugly. It tasted good. Don't get me wrong. It did taste good. It It tastes the same way it do now, but it was ugly. And then you'll have people that tell me, like, I don't know if you're ready to put that out yet. You know, it's just not presentable. Man, I was able to get that cake, and it didn't look as good as it does now, but not that I put out anything. It was presentable. And I cut that cake, and those slices looked decent, and I put that cake out in October of 2018, and they loved it. You see what I'm saying? So I don't sit around and listen to people, especially people with no business. They've never done this before. You are the person that is in the seat. You are getting ready to start a business. You are getting ready to be an entrepreneur. You are going with what is in your mind, and you are getting ready to be successful. So you do not need to listen to anybody else, especially someone who has never ran a business. Get started. A lot of it is trial and error. So what I'm going to tell you and ending this video is get started. Listen to these 5 tips. These are the things that I did that took me to the next level. This took me out of a dead-end job at a call center and a bank that's probably going to shut down because they're horrible and not going anywhere. And I feel for all the people that are still working there. But if not saying, you know, some people work a 9 to 5 and no shade to them. Some people won't work the 9 to 5 and they are okay with that. There's no shade to y'all. I love y'all too, because we need people out there that are doing their jobs from, you know, some certain things we're calling and, you know, trying to handle our business. So no shade to y'all. However, you entrepreneurs that you feel like you are getting ready to go to the next level and there's something that you want to do. This is Anthony, and I'm telling you, as a single parent that started this, and I am going into a path where I am living really great, and I love the way that Selena's is going. And you know this is what you want. You're not designed to be tied to a desk or standing behind a register. You're not designed to be doing that. Take these 5 tips and get started. Go and do what it is that you want to do. You don't know the path that you're going to go on. You don't know if it's going to fail. You don't know if it's going to go up. But if you don't try it, you will never, ever get out there to do it. Make sure you go and do it. That's all you need to do is get started. Don't listen to anybody. You know, network. Take all these tips that I'm telling you, because these are things that I did. And if you're going to get started and I can help you in some type of way, I will list a lot of the links that I use, as far as I use, you know, QuickBooks, for example, or, you know, some credit unions or savings accounts that might be good for you to try and put money away. I can go ahead and list a lot of those links for you, and just things that I did. If there's anything that I can list below, if you guys have questions or concerns about what I did, any other tips, if you guys like videos like this and want me to give you more insight about what I did in Selena's, or how I can help you be successful off of some of the tips that I'm sharing with you. Because I will, another thing I tell you is, a lot of people that are in business, they're not going to share what they've done or what they're doing. I mean, if it's like some type of secret, but I learned business, I feel like, the very hard way. And if I can help you get yours started and you go the easy route or just smooth sailing from the beginning, it might help you, you know, and I wish someone had done it for me. But I want to give you these tips of what you need to do, but it has to be in you. So, I mean, in closing, you guys, I'm Anthony with Selena's. I'll be putting out more content like this. If you enjoy what you see, make sure you're subscribing. Thank you guys so much for watching. This video was a little bit longer, but I wanted you guys to make sure you caught all of these things, especially if you're an aspiring entrepreneur. Go ahead and get started. Again, it's Anthony with Selena's. You guys have a great day.